Caden's last name is not your last name, and it's not Mr. Stewart's last name.
I gave him a friend of mine's last name only because, to me, I have a female's last name. I didn't want to give him a female's last name.
Him and my brother both slept with me.
What?
We cheated in the very beginning of our relationship. It was even before we were munching.
Boy, before you get to what he did, I want to know, is it true?
Yes, it is true.
If she's not Tyrell, she's Paulden. So bottom line, she's your granddaughter and she's
Ain't
your
no bottom
niece.
line. Ain't no bottom
She's
line.
still part of y'all
You don't
family.
know that. It's
Y'all don't
somebody
do
else in the
nothing.
picture. And
It's
we ain't
not
supposed to
nobody
do
else
nothing
in the
without
picture.
knowing. How you think
Nobody
somebody
else
gonna
in
do
the
something
picture.
without knowing?
Hold on.
You
Nobody
crazy?
else.
In a dramatic opening that feels more like a season finale, Mrs. Watts strides in on a mission from the get-go. Mrs. Watts opens the case on behalf of her deceased son, Alex, who was murdered a few months prior, in what sounds like a plot twist nobody saw coming. She's here questioning the paternity of Ms. Cheryl's 20-month-old son, Caden, demanding a DNA test to get to the bottom of this daytime drama mystery. It's like Maury, but with more courtroom decorum, folks.
Mrs. Watts, you are here on behalf of your deceased son, Alex, who was tragically murdered just a few months ago. I'm very sorry for your loss. You stand here on his behalf because you doubt he fathered the defendant's 20-month-old son, Caden, and you have asked for a DNA test to determine the truth.
Enter Ms. Cheryl, confident as a cat in a yarn store, ready to throw down the gauntlet. Ms. Cheryl claims with unwavering certainty that Alex is the father of her son, Caden, and is here to drop some truth bombs. Grab your popcorn, because the plot is as thick as the foundation on a reality TV star.
It's been very difficult over the last 6 months. I was called, received a phone call to come to a shooting where they said that my son was involved. When I got there, I didn't know at the time that my other son was there as well. My two sons went to visit a friend who had some type of altercation with some gentlemen prior to my sons coming to visit their home.
Just when you thought it was all about the sorrow, we swerve into Maury territory. The paternity question adds a sprinkle of daytime drama to the mix, making this story more layered than a wedding cake. Mrs. Watts is knee-deep in grief and paternity puzzles. Looking for answers? Strap in, because this emotional roller coaster has loop-de-loops.
In addition to that absolute unbearable tragedy, we have a paternity situation.
Yes.
Now had to live with the doubt as to whether or not this beautiful little boy, Caden, is in fact your grandchild.
Yes.
Ms. Cheryl takes the stand, spinning a love story with more twists than a pretzel factory. Describing her relationship with Alex, it's clear they were two peas in a very complicated pod, planning a future that Hallmark movies are made of, but with a reality check. A home video is presented, possibly proving Caden is indeed Alex's mini-me. You'll be awing at the screen, folks.
We were in love. Every time you seen Alex, you seen me, you seen him, we were always together. We planned on having a family together, having that future together, but fortunately it was cut short.
How long were you in the relationship?
3 years on and off.
Okay. And so Caden is 19 months old?
Yes.
The plot thickens like my grandma's gravy as we delve into the timeline of Caden's conception. Ms. Cheryl admits to a plot twist worthy of a soap opera, a one-night stand that could rival any telenovela scandal. Text messages are unveiled, making everyone second-guess their detective skills. CSI, paternity court is in session.
Before he went away, he told me that Alexis was pregnant. I guess this was during the time that they were on their breakup. He was involved with someone else. And then when she had Caden, I said, "Is Caden Alexis?" And she said that she didn't know she needed a DNA test. Sent it to me in a text message.
Do you have that text message?
I do.
Jerome, would you grab that evidence for me, please? This is a text message between you and Ms. Cheryl.
Yes.
And you asked, are you pregnant by Alex?
Secrets are no fun unless they're part of a paternity court run. We dive into why Alex treated the pregnancy like a top-secret CIA operation. Mr. Watts, the stepfather with insights as deep as a kiddie pool, sheds light on Alex's secretive nature, which apparently didn't extend to his other child. It's getting juicier than a reality TV reunion special.
I didn't tell nobody when I was in labor with Caden, Your Honor.
Alex wasn't there either?
No.
No, Alex didn't see the baby for 2 months.
So what's interesting is in the court papers, I see Caden's birth certificate. There is no father's name listed. Caden's last name is not your last name, and it's not Mr. Stewart's last name.
I gave him a friend of mine's last name only because, to me, I have a female's last name. I didn't want to give him a female's last name.
Here comes the photo finish, literally. A side-by-side photo comparison is made, sparking a debate that would challenge even the most seasoned eye. Ms. Cheryl points out similarities that would make a conspiracy theorist proud. Face Faces so alike, you'd think they were using the same Instagram filter.
It's a side-by-side photo.
You can see, like, their face is exactly the same, the way his face is shaped. That box forehead, them eyeballs, that nose. It's like the whole thing, that's Alex all over again.
When you look at that picture, Ms. Watt, how do you feel?
I don't want to get any attachment if it's not my son's child.
Drumroll, please, as we approach the climax of this courtroom saga. The DNA results are finally revealed. What is the verdict?
It has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Lita Watts and Caden is 0.006%. You are not related.
The courtroom is practically buzzing with anticipation, almost like the season finale of your favorite drama series. The episode kicks off not just with introductions, but with a bombshell. Mr. Deggs is here, sporting a mix of hope and skepticism to find out if he really is the biological father of a little rascal named Jason, who's been his mini-me for 3 years. Meanwhile, Ms. Guerin, with the kind of honesty that makes you squirm, confesses to a bit of side action during their relationship, throwing a big fat question mark over Jason's paternity. The air is thick with suspense, and you just know this is going to be one for the books.
Mr. Deggs, you are here today hoping you are the biological father of the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jason. You have petitioned the court for paternity tests because you claim your ex, Ms. Guerin, first led you to believe that you were Jason's dad, but when the baby was 6 months old, she confessed that you may not be the biological father.
Seriously, grab your popcorn, because the skeletons are tumbling out of the closet left and right. We dive deep into the murky waters of their relationship history, uncovering a treasure trove of betrayal, secret rendezvous, and the kind of drama you can't make up. Mr. Deggs, our would-be protagonist, found out about Ms. Guerin's escapades, which scandalously included his BFF and his bro, through the grapevine, setting the stage for a Shakespearean tragedy. Yet, in a plot twist worthy of a rom-com, Mr. Deggs declares his unwavering love for Ms. Guerin and his dreams of playing house with Jason. Just when you think you've seen it all, the plot twists again, leaving your jaw on the floor.
At the time, we were moving out of my best friend's apartment, and it was just about that I got truck loaded up with everything. And I went upstairs to grab my last box. My best friend at the time pulled me aside. Him and my brother had both slept with me.
What?
He cheated in the very beginning of our relationship. It was even
No.
before we were a month together.
Ms. Guerin, boy, before you get to what he did, I want to know, is it true?
Yes, it is true.
As if the plot couldn't get any thicker, we're now diving into Ms. Guerin's side of the story, complete with a confession booth moment. She spills the beans on her flings, casting a shadow of doubt over Jason's paternity. But here's the kicker. Mr. Deggs was all in from day one, right there in the delivery room, cheering on Ms. Guerin and cutting the umbilical cord like a champ. If you thought this was just another daytime court show, think again. This emotional whirlwind is far from over, folks.
So yes, I did look for affection and everything I want in a relationship in somebody else.
I moved you in. You paid enough, taken care of.
You worked for
did.
the
You
newspaper.
moved out of your mom's, yeah.
So you're like
I did work
barely
for the
making it in
newspaper, but still made
All
sure
right,
that
let's
you
get
were
some
taken care
order.
of.
Mr. Deggs, let me understand.
She's a
So
hoe.
after he slept with, you two
She
might
slept with
not
my
know
brother.
how
You're super
to
intelligent.
respect each other outside of the courtroom, but in this courtroom, you must remain respectful.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on to your hats, because this next part is a doozy. Mr. Deggs drops a bombshell that could level a city block. Ms. Guerin hinted he might not be the captain of Jason's genetic ship. This revelation hits Mr. Deggs like a ton of bricks, showcasing a vulnerability that could squeeze tears from a rock. The courtroom is perched on the edge of their seats, bracing for the verdict that could rewrite the future for everyone involved.
During the entire pregnancy and for 6 months after that, you allowed him to believe that he was the father of this child, knowing in your mind that maybe he wasn't. That's correct.
That is correct.
I think we were in an argument, and out of nowhere she throws at me, probably not even Jason, the daddy of Jason anyway.
No,
I
did
crumbled
not
right
throw
there,
at him
started
like
crying.
that or
What?
do that.
You told me after this long that I'm not the daddy and we're in an argument?
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the grand finale. The gavel comes down and the verdict is in.
In the case of Deggs versus Guerin, when it comes to baby Jason Deggs, Mr. Deggs, you are not the father.
Miss Brogdon rolls into court, ready to drop a paternity truth bomb on Miss Jones and her squad about her kiddo, Quamira, claiming Miss Jones's late son Tyrell is the dad. She's like, DNA will spill the tea, and then y'all gotta step up. Meanwhile, Miss Sugden, on behalf of the Jones clan, is throwing the denial card on the table so hard it's practically a sport, saying her brother couldn't possibly be the father. She insists the drama is stopping their grieving process cold. Strap in, folks, because this roller coaster's only going up from here.
You are in court to prove to Ms. Jones and her daughter
daughter that her deceased son Tyrell Jones fathered your 1-year-old daughter, Quamira. You say once the DNA proves your case, they need to step up for your baby. Ms. Sugden, you say without a doubt that your brother did not father Ms. Brogdon's daughter. You say the stress of her accusations have affected your mother greatly and is preventing her.
Cue the violin, because Miss Brogdon's story is about to pull on your heartstrings, and maybe your funny bone. Miss Brogdon gets real about the solo parenting gig, painting a picture of a world where her daughter's missing out on family BBQs and birthday hats on her dad's side. She talks about her daughter facing health battles without her dad's family in the picture, all while juggling her crew of 5 kids on a wing and a prayer, and probably a lot of coffee. But hold on to your hats, because the family saga is about to get spicier.
She has been affected, no partake in her father's side of the family. My baby's 1, she only saw their side like 4 times. She only see them when it's time for gatherings and stuff about Tyrell. It's hard. Been sick, I've been going through everything with her. I have 5 kids and she's my 5th one and I'm struggling. Didn't have a job since I have her. Like, I have no help at all.
Plot twist alert. The family tree just got a whole lot more complicated. Miss Sugden's throwing curveballs, doubting Tyrell's paternity, because Miss Brogdon's romantic resume includes not 1, but 2 Jones brothers. It's like a daytime drama, but with more DNA testing. Miss Brogdon admits to the tangled relationships, setting the stage for a paternity puzzle that would have Maury Povich taking notes. Next up, we're diving deeper into the soap opera that is their life.
Tamisha, first of all, slept with 2 of my brothers. So that's what left me like, I can't trust anything she says, honestly. I mean,
She slept with
2 of my brothers.
2 of them.
2 of my brothers.
And that's true, Ms. Brogdon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just Tyrell is your daughter's father. If you slept with the other brother too,
Yeah.
could he potentially be the child's father too?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Chambers told me that she slept with my other brother around the same time that she slept with Tyrell.
And just when you thought your family reunions were awkward, we're dissecting the love life labyrinth that Miss Brogdon navigated, involving intimate encounters with the Jones brothers that could confuse even a seasoned relationship counselor. She sheds light on the rocky road that was her relationship with Tyrell, including a plot twist involving revenge romance with his brother. Grab your popcorn, because the drama dial is about to hit 11.
Explain to me the nature of that relationship.
Me and Tyrell, we were together for like 3 years. Like close to the end, Tyrell started cheating, he started staying out, he started doing all this type of stuff. It was one night, Tyrell lied and said he was at the police district. I went to the police district to check to see if he was there. He wasn't there. I stayed there, I was drinking, I got mad, and me and the brother had sex. I had sex with Paul in, I say, March. I got pregnant in June.
Family gatherings just got a whole lot more interesting. The courtroom turns into an emotional confessional as family members weigh in, reveling the ripple effect of the paternity claim through the Jonies family. Tears, denials, and accusations fly like a dramatic Thanksgiving dinner, where everyone's had too much wine, and you thought your family was dramatic. Wait till you see what's next.
You're very upset because
No, how am I supposed to know that that's really Tyrell's daughter?
If she's not Tyrell, she's Paulden. So bottom line, she's your granddaughter and she's
Ain't
your
no bottom
niece's
line.
daughter.
Ain't no bottom
She's
line.
still part of y'all
You don't
family.
know that. It's
Y'all don't
somebody
do
else in the
nothing.
picture.
It's
And we ain't
not
supposed to
nobody
do
else
nothing
in the
without
picture.
knowing. How you think
Nobody
somebody
else
gonna
in
do
the
something
picture.
without knowing?
Hold on.
It's
You
not nobody
crazy?
else in
Ms.
the
Brogdon,
picture.
ain't
so-
doing
I'm
nothing.
crazy
What
about
we
my
supposed to
child.
do? We don't know if that's
I'm
our
very
baby or
crazy about
not.
my child.
Wait, Ms. Brogdon.
That's why we find that out.
Ms.
We're gonna find that out.
Brogdon, hold on.
If you thought this was just about paternity, you ain't seen nothing yet. The suspense builds as we inch closer to the DNA results, with everyone's feelings on full display. It's like waiting for the final rose ceremony in The Bachelor, but with less champagne and more legal implications. But the truth bomb is about to be dropped, so brace for impact.
Ultimately, you're saying this has affected your family.
Yes, and my brother's he has to live with guilt because of it, you know? Now he has to carry this with him. You know, it's just too much. It's affecting our family too much. We need to get this over with.
Because he has guilt because he knows
Slept
he
with her.
slept with her.
Yeah, and it's a possibility, you know, that he could be the father.
He was upset about taking the test because he know he's not my baby father. I heard that
We'll
story.
see.
Drumroll, please, for the DNA reveal that could rival any game show finale.
It has been determined by this court. Miss Christina Jones is related to Quamira Jones.
Rashawn Clay Edmond, stepping into the courtroom with the swagger of someone who knows they've got a bombshell to drop, is all about setting the record straight regarding her late son DeAnthony. Poor guy didn't even get to say his piece thanks to a tragic car accident. Now, here's Rashawn, throwing shade like it's sunny in Philadelphia, claiming that DeAnthony is not the daddy of the defendant's 2-year-old bundle of joy, Debraya. She's accusing Miss Rudolph of trying to pull a fast one on the family, all while waving around evidence that points to another dude being the father. Miss Rudolph, on the flip side, is standing her ground, insisting that DeAnthony DeAnthony knew exactly what was going on and that he was all in on baby-making plans. It's like watching a daytime TV show, but with less screaming so far. And just when you're ready to switch channels, the plot thickens.
You are in court on behalf of your son, DeAnthony, who tragically died in a car accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to prove that he is not the biological father of the defendant's 2-year-old daughter, Debria. You say Ms. Rudolph is trying to swindle money from the family, and you have evidence to prove another man is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, this is where it gets spicy. Imagine the scene. It's the day after DeAnthony's unfortunate exit stage left, and Miss Clay Edmonds' phone buzzes with a message from Miss Rudolph. Plot twist, it's a paternity claim. Despite the initial side-eye and a hefty dose of skepticism, Rashawn's heart grows 3 sizes that day, embracing Debria in hopes of keeping a piece of DeAnthony close. But as quick as you can say, Maury Povich, doubts start creeping in, rumors start swirling, and suddenly there's talk of another guy's name being on the birth certificate. It's like a soap opera, but nobody's fallen into a coma yet. You won't believe what happens next.
On through Messenger, Facebook, claiming that my son, which died the day before, that he was the father of her then.
Did your son ever say anything about the baby, a 1-year-old?
No, Your Honor. I didn't know anything about the baby.
And were you and your son very close?
Yes, Your Honor. We was very close. When she first came to me, yes, I wanted to accept the baby because she said this was my son, baby.
And just when you think we've reached peak drama, the court whips out Debria's birth certificate like it's the final rose on The Bachelor. Boom, another guy's name is on it, throwing shade on Miss Rudolph's claims faster than a cloud over a picnic. Her reluctance to swap the names faster than a celebrity changes spouses only adds more layers to this lasagna of lies and truths. It's getting so juicy, you might need a bib. But wait, there's more. The next accusation is about to make this look like child's play.
And there is another man listed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So did you think about putting DeAnthony's name on the birth certificate since you believe he was truly the biological father, Miss Rudolph?
I was gonna take that off and put nobody up there.
Yeah, and I also got a picture of the other guy that's supposed to be listed
Right.
on the birth
Holding the
certificate.
baby.
He has a whole bunch of pictures of her. He has
Yes,
a whole bunch
a
of them.
whole lot of.
He has a whole bunch of them.
But he's not the dad.
It don't matter.
Things are heating up faster than a microwave meal. Accusations are flying left and right, with the Clay family calling out Miss Rudolph's motives, like they're reading from a script of Judge Judy. They're not buying what she's selling, not even with a coupon. The frustration and disbelief are so thick in the air, you could cut it with a knife. It's like watching a family dinner go sideways, only with more legal jargon. Grab your popcorn, because the next testimony is about to drop jaws.
Who was the daddy from the beginning? You just don't know what you have done, because for one, you got a whole nother family that thought this baby was there, that they's taking care of this baby,
They
keeping
never
this
took
baby.
care of my child.
It doesn't matter, but you done
They
told
never.
these people that. Put his name on
the
there
birth
knowing
Because
that.
I was with him.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, another witness steps up, shedding light on DeAnthony's whirlwind of emotions and the hurricane of conflicting information surrounding Debria's paternity. It's a veritable soapbox of feelings and doubts, like a group therapy session, but with a judge. The emotional roller coaster is about to reach its climax, and you're not going to want to miss this loop-de-loop.
What I am finding to be true is that Debria was born on 2 occasions with you, Miss Clay Edmond, his mother. He mentioned that there was a baby.
Yes.
And then with his cousin, Miss Clay, he mentioned he didn't believe he was the father of this baby.
Because she told him that he
And
wasn't.
that's why we're here, Your Honor. We're
He
not
told-
trying to say that he could never be the dad or nothing like that.
That's my point.
Hold the phone, folks, because here comes the moment of truth wrapped up in a DNA test result with a bow on top. Drum roll, please.
It has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Miss Clay Edmond and Debria Rudolph is 99.98%.
Thank you.